What really went into pushing back Tan's demise?
Somewhere, all of it was driven by, my impression is, it's uncommon for cabinet to get involved in an issue like
The ratings.
TV ratings guidelines. Now the assumption, there is a bunch of MPs, there are a bunch of news broadcasters. MPs ask news broadcasters, why you're so sensationalist, why are you giving such bad news? News broadcasters say, look, what do? Our livelihood depends upon ratings, right? So we have to report what is breaking news, what public will watch. So this whole phenomena of let's not do news ratings and then we will get more favorable news content is a myth, is simply not true. But that fiction has been perpetuated between MPs and news broadcasters. News broadcasters, because their numbers are tiny, have never been very enthusiastic about ratings. Because they're niche channels, their numbers, given sample sizes, those numbers also fluctuate very widely. So they've always had appeal against ratings. They've found political support with the promise or proposition to MPs that if ratings are controlled or managed or not there, then news coverage will get more favorable. And that's really what drove, to the best of my understanding, cabinet decision that before elections, let's just blank out ratings. Then the pressure of ratings is not there on the news channels, and maybe they'll be more pliable, more favorable. The truth is that you're an editor, and all of you guys are editors or writers. You want people to watch what you want people to watch. Ratings is one way of finding out what people are reading or watching. Twitter is another way. Informal feedback, when you meet a friend next morning, saying that was very good or that was very bad. So I don't think either stopping ratings or trying to control them is ever going to work. So it's unfortunate. I mean, whether television guidelines are the television rating guidelines are required, that's almost a philosophical question. I think interfering in such micro areas is not government's job.
Yeah, but they were adamant. I had met up with the ministry and they said we're going to shut it down. In the last meeting they had an update, and they said they will not allow it to continue. And then the court came out in favor of them continuing. I don't think it's just a court.
If you look at those guidelines, in my view, they're so hurriedly done. They don't even refer to under what act these guidelines are being issued. Correct? So it's like, I as a ministry simply cannot wake up one morning and say my view is that the country will behave in this particular manner. Everything that government does has to operate within a constitutional and a statutory framework. And there's no reference to any statutory framework. So those guidelines in courts are extremely difficult to defend. They're even more difficult to defend when you have somebody like Harish Salve arguing for you.
Yeah.
So it was...
So you believe it's a court, it's not industry and government working in collusion to, in a way...
No. As industry, we are committed to BARC completely. We are committed to BARC not because we have any vested interest or view for or against any commercial player. It is very simply that as an industry we've been saying for 8-9 years, we need to increase the number of meters. Country has changed a lot. Television environment has changed a lot, and we just need a better picture, better representation of the wider country, and we need a better representation of who's watching what. So, industry is behind BARC. At least our perspective is that no, BARC was not created out of Amit Mitra guidelines. There was a need for a better measurement system that the industry felt strongly about. for the last several years. So we signed an MOU probably 4 years ago, 5 years ago. And then the debate was, we got stuck on percentage of equity versus percentage of voting rights. In most countries of the world, most of the payment comes from broadcasters, while the extent of voting rights varies. And that was the debate which is very difficult to resolve once people take positions. So it took a long time. It takes years to resolve it. Finally, we moved on with 60% IPA broadcast equity with proportionate voting share, 20% for advertisers, 20% for agencies. So no, there is absolutely, I'm not aware of any organized group in industry trying to support TAM. TAM plays its role. And I think overall, all of us believe that BARC is the future. We need to move with speed, which we have in the last year or so.
Most syndicated researchers are come under big questions now. There are a lot of question marks about syndicated research. It's not working out. So whether it's retail research, whether it's television research, whether it's leadership research, they've all been questioned in recent times. AC Nielsen's retail track, the numbers are saying something else, and the sales figures are saying something else, balance sheets are saying something else. So there's a mismatch happening in research in India today.
Okay, so India is passing through an interesting phase, and this is part of a much bigger phenomena, which is, if I can't improve the performance, let me see what I can do to improve the results. So just get out of media scene, and you have those kind of questions being raised around the country on entrance exams, exam results. So ambition levels are high, expectations are high. And in any given period, and it's an open, much more open environment, right? Media is willing to report anything. At one point in time, they were willing to report only on politics and economics and big social issues. Today, so the combination of all these factors, ambition, expectation, access to media to report just about anything which smells of a possible controversy. All these factors are coming together to create this environment. I believe we'll grow out of it.
The perception is that syndicated research is not doing its job. TAM, IRS, retail track, it's syndicated, has not measured up in the sense that it should.
Basically, you just cannot look at the result in any scientific or research endeavor without some understanding of what is sought to be measured. Okay. If you look at sampling, and unless you do a census, everything is an estimate, and there's a possibility that those estimates will be off. The smaller the publication, the smaller the channel, the less reliable those results will be. Simply because your sample sizes are inadequate and your incidence is small. So it's not that sample surveys are not doing their jobs. By their very nature, they will have ability to report high incidence phenomena reasonably accurately, and low incidence phenomena they will remain undependable on. The responsibility of surveys, therefore, is to point out that these estimates are not to be used for projection, or this part of the sample is not to be used for projection, which indeed IRS has done. People have deliberately taken those cells and reported them in media as this is why the survey is unreliable. But no, survey is unreliable at a level of sample sizes, which is what you should be looking at. So surveys have flaws, but among all known systems, they have the least flaws. At the end of it, let's not forget that why we're doing all this. We are doing all this because as advertisers and agencies, we need to know what is worth putting the money on. We are not seeking to measure here everything that's happening in the universe, right? And so long as we are able to get a good sense and good estimate of where to put the money on, there will always be challenges on, are you measuring this? From an advertiser's point of view, a channel with is not very material whether the channel got 0.2 rating, a niche channel got 0.2 rating or niche channel got 1.1 rating.
But doesn't the media plan and doesn't he do number crunching? I want to get so many audience, I want to get so much reach, I want to get so much audience. He presents the plan to the advertiser.
So sub 1% reach channels will never be added either on the strength of reach or on the strength of even OTS.
Okay.
They will be added on the strength of more qualitative considerations of what does it say about the brand image. For the same reason you get into sports sponsorships. Sports sponsorships is very hard to measure numerical benefits. You have a sense of this will add to my perception of my brand as a young brand, as a with it brand, as a sporty brand, whatever else you're trying to do. So everything in the world of advertising is not bought purely on the basis of numbers. Clients make big bets. I mean, if you look at creative side of the business, there's some research, but clients are making big qualitative bets on campaigns, which together they spend tens of thousands of crores. They're doing the same thing on the media side.
How is this industry positioned to handle the future? The overall scheme of things in terms of advertising as the future. Is advertising ready for the future? The agency, the way it is structured today, I know they've all gone and acquired, even technology-based practices will come and acquire them so that it can deliver those services in the digital space to clients. But is the industry ready enough to understand, to deliver on what clients will need in the new paradigm of consumption?
So, Anil, I'll paraphrase the question, because in today's day and age, pace of change is faster, and to say anybody is ready for tomorrow, nobody is ready for tomorrow. Tell me one industry, Nokia wasn't ready for tomorrow, right?
Yeah, but you had somebody else like a Micromax which was ready for tomorrow, and it's today.
No, just let me finish. So Nokia wasn't ready for tomorrow. Microsoft wasn't ready for tomorrow. So nobody is going to be ready for tomorrow, because that assumes that change and while pace of change in the environment is slow enough for you to be completely able to anticipate it and get ready for it. When there is a lot of change in the environment, to me the correct question to ask is, are you evolving fast enough?
Yeah.
Right? Because we don't even know what tomorrow would look like.